there. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time it is in whatever corner of the world you exist in. Welcome back to the Shire Shed. It is hot as hell. That is point number one. I don't like this. I'm not a fan. Pretty sure I've made it abundantly clear that I don't like the heat. Your boy Sonny is a polar bear, and this heat is not for me. And before my southern watchers of this channel and even my friends out west that watch this channel start in with your, oh, that ain't even hot. The way this goes is you make fun of us Midwesterners when it gets hot, and we make fun of you when you get half an inch of snow on the ground. And on it goes. So let's just keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, it has been about a month, I think, since I've uploaded a proper review video, I believe. And I think I have alluded to it before that I just didn't know what to smoke. I didn't know what to review. Haven't really had any new blends that have come out that have really caught my eye. And I just haven't had anything that I wanted to do. Couple that with, I've been pretty busy around here, taking care of that garden, which is just going ape shit. It's been a little busy. Now that this heat has started to roll in, I'm not touching that garden until it cools off a little bit. It can do whatever it wants. Nature's gonna do what she's gonna do anyway. So I have decided, basically, while it's super hot like this, and I mean, just in the Shire Shed right now, it's way too warm for my comfort level. Like, it's probably a solid 75, 80 in here right now. I don't like that. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that I need to insulate the ceiling still. All the walls are done. And obviously I'm not going to do the floor or the subfloor, but I still need to insulate the ceiling, and I think that's probably a huge part. Once I do that, I think it's gonna be perfect in here pretty much all the time, or at least close enough to it. So yeah, that's why I've been kind of absent. I saw somebody in in one of the pipe groups that I'm in on Facebook say something about when's old Sonny coming out of retirement, and I thought that was pretty damn funny. So today's blend review is actually brought to you by viewers like you, and one specific viewer, Thaddeus Starbuckle. I texted him this morning because he's one of a handful of very good friends of mine that if I'm being indecisive on what blend I want to have, I'll hit him up. Him, or usually Mike Howell from Naps. Several others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But old Thaddeus Starbuckle recommended a couple different blends, and the first one that he recommended, I said, you know what, I'll do that one. I usually don't have much luck with it, but I'll give it a college try. So with that said, today's blend review, as you saw in the thumbnail, is Samuel Gawith Full Virginia Flake. And I say that this, I don't usually have good luck with this because, much like many, if not all, Gawith blends, except for, I guess like the Kendall, Kentucky ribbon cut, shad cut, that stuff I have zero issues with. Any of their ready rub stuff is like, let it dry for a little bit, no more or less than any other blend, and they're great. For whatever reason, the Gawith, like Brown Number 4, Best Brown Flake, St. James, Black Double X, 1792, and Full Virginia Flake, they, in a word, are annoying for me to deal with. That said, it sounded good. Full Virginia Flake is a very good blend, and I've only really been able to get it going in a way that I was happy with how it was burning and how it was tasting and everything, like 1 or 2 times. I've had this particular, this came out of 110. I've had this particular tin for about 3 years now, and I don't think I've opened this jar in about 2 of those years. So no real crystals that I could see, which was kind of strange. I thought for sure that it would have developed some sugar crystals on it in that time, but it didn't. So here we are anyway. And the pipe in which I will be smoking it is a new one to the channel, but not a new one to the Shire Shed. This is a Falcon Shillelagh with a Glencairn bowl on it. And I don't typically smoke my Falcons, and I couldn't tell you why. I've got 2 or 3 of them and probably 7 or 8 bowls. I just, the thought doesn't occur to me. I don't know. So without further yapping, I'm going to get another swig of this Dunkin' Donuts original blend, medium roast, I believe. And we are going to get going on this Full Virginia Flake, and hopefully I dried it out sufficiently and packed it efficiently. All right. So I think we're rolling pretty good now. Now, right off the rip, tin note on this. Immediately reminds me of like a good, high-quality green tea with just the smallest touch of jasmine. I don't know. That could just be me, but that's the first thing I get. And I may have needed to dry this out just a little bit more. Gawith stuff, I mean, even sitting in a tin or sitting in a jar for 3 years, you'd think it would lose some of that moisture, maybe a little bit more than it has. But no. So yeah, I probably could have dried this out a little bit more, which I learned pretty quick with Black Double X. The first bowl I had of that it didn't go well. So what I've learned, I think, with all of the aforementioned Gawith blends that I listed, I would say, at least for my style of smoking, dry them out to where you think they're going to be good, and then dry them out some more. Almost to dust, it seems, is the best way to approach it. Which, learning curve on that is a little tough, especially for a newer pipe smoker. I've been smoking pipes for like 12, 13 years now, I think. And I still get stuff that stumps me. So, I mean, I would wager that you could smoke a pipe for most of your life and still learn something new. So, Now, one good thing about this stuff is, well, there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things about this one. One of those things, though, is the lack of tongue bite is really nice. This is I definitely wouldn't call it a traditional Lakeland blend. It doesn't have tonka bean. It doesn't have the Lakeland essence. It is just straight up Virginia flake. And it is very, very good. But I think this is one of the ones that if you dry it out too much, it's going to bite you. If you don't dry it out enough, it's probably also going to bite you, and it's not going to burn worth shit. So, that said, flavor's fantastic. I mean, it's not super grassy, it's more citrusy and more, it's kind of somewhere between a golden and a red Virginia, which I love. I love both of those things, although I tend to reach more for red Virginias than I do goldens and brights. But hey, your mileage may vary. You may catch more of a golden and bright Virginia flavor out of this than I do. So, a couple tips before I get into the tobacco review. Dry it out really well and pack it fairly loose. I found that to kind of be the case with Black Double X, although it is more forgiving with the looseness of the pack. You can pack that one a little bit tighter and it doesn't mind. The most important thing for Black Double X is make sure you dry it out really well. And then, welcome to Flavor Town, baby. So, that said, let's go ahead and get over to tobacco reviews. Alright. So, Samuel Gawith Full Virginia Flake. Samuel Gawith Full Virginia Flake is for lovers of pure pressed Virginias. Created in the heart of Lakeland, the hot pressed blended Virginias take on a delicious and distinctive dark color that creates a pipe smoker's dream, a feeling of calm, serenity, and anticipation of the next pipeful. A must-have for all Virginia lovers. Medium strength. Oh yeah. Not super strong. Very, very well balanced, in my opinion. Blended by and manufactured by Samuel Gawith. It is a straight Virginia. Contents are Virginia. No flavoring. Cut as a flake. Comes in a 50-gram tin, 250-gram box, and in bulk. Country of origin is the United Kingdom, and it is currently available. Considering the availability at the time of this video, I am not entirely sure how accurate that is. It is currently June 22nd, 2024, and this video will get uploaded June 23rd. I haven't verified the validity of how available it is currently, because I don't clamor for the Gawith stuff when it comes out for previously stated reasons. As I said, the strength is medium, no flavor detected. Pleasant to tolerable room note. Again, your mileage and those around you, their mileage may vary as well. And the taste is medium to full. It has 3.47 stars out of 4 on tobacco reviews. And let's see, this last review looks like was in 2009. So that's, well, that may not be the last review, but that's the first review that is on the page here. So let's go with Jim Inks here. Original reviews October 2nd, 2012. And then he had an update January 13, 2023. So we'll go with that one. Because that's probably closer to what this is. Update 113-2023. I have smoked several productions in the past 3 years, and there's been a consistent change in all of them. The Virginias are lighter with the aspects one expects from that particular strain. The tart and tangy citrus and vegetative grass now leads the tangy dark fruit, earth, and wood. The sour lemon notes are a little higher as well, which helps reduce the sweetness a notch. The strength and nick hit are a step stronger now. It has a little less flavor depth and body. All previous observations remain the same. 3 stars for these versions, and my ratings here reflect them. I would pretty much agree, although I haven't had any of the older iterations of Full Virginia Flake. To me, it's... Hold on, let me pick that up. To me, it is a step above kind of your average good Virginia blend. Now, typically, and especially last summer, I was a fiend for Virginias. This summer, spring, I'm leaning more towards really, really strong stuff. Irish Flake, Rustica, 21 and 23, Old Dark Fired, Bold Kentucky. You know, the really bold, really rich, very strong blends have really just been my wheelhouse lately. Certainly over the last 4 or 5 months, if not longer. And I'm not even mad, because those are delicious. This, though, it's sort of hitting the spot. I'm not going to lie to you. But our palates change. Our cravings change. Everything changes with this hobby. In 6 months, I could be back on another Perique kick where everything I want to smoke had better have like 50% Perique in it. And yes, we've established that I'm a crazy person. I know. But I don't care. So, I guess my verdict on this one is, as long as you can prepare it correctly, which can take some time, can take some, and I would imagine does take some trial and error, it's a good one. That said, make sure you're in the mood for whatever you're smoking, and I think that goes for really anything. This is good, and I don't fault Thaddeus Starbuckle for suggesting this, because it is very good. And I am enjoying this. That said, I probably won't have another Virginia for another 6 months. Maybe less than that, but you get what I'm saying. This is very good. And for the hot weather, it complements it very well. So I would say, were I really, really like on a Virginia kick, I would give this like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Given that I'm only kind of feeling Virginias right now, that's closer to like a 6.5 or a 7. I mean, it's very good. Like I said, it's well above your average good Virginia. And I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Wintertime rolls around, tell me you Latakia lovers out there aren't reaching for the pirate cake, or aren't reaching for, oh, what the hell's it called? Old Dublin, or Nightcap, or Early Morning Pipe. I know for a fact that you Latakia heads are out there like, yeah, true. But then the next winter could roll around and you may not want to touch Latakia, and you may want all the dark-fired Kentucky you can get your hands on. That's just how it goes, man. And I love that about this, because it keeps, as a pipe smoker, it keeps you on your toes. At least it keeps me on my toes as far as what I'm into and what I'm really wanting to have. And like I said, once you get this one going, which, I mean, it can take a little while. It's finally now, like, really kind of getting into a groove. I'm catching some of the room note, and it smells fantastic. It's got this nice muddled fruit kind of aroma. It's very nice. And a little plug for Falcons. Get yourself a Falcon or two if you can find them. I got this one at the Columbus Pipe Show back in 21, about 3 weeks after I moved back. And like I said, I love my Falcons, man. They smoke dry. I mean, if you get a gurgle out of this, you're doing something fantastically wrong. I think, oh no, I've still got coffee left. And now I don't. So switching over to water now, because it's hot as fuck. So I guess all that to say, if you're a Virginia lover, this is one that you absolutely must have in your cellar. No question about it. It's kind of up there with classics like Orlick Golden Sliced. I mean, if you love Virginias and you don't have that in your cellar, I don't know what to tell you. I do know that you shouldn't probably call yourself a Virginia lover, though. That said, I think if you're looking for kind of an all-day smoke, this would be fine for that, as long as you prepared a good amount. Because this isn't one that you could like take to work as is. I don't think, because of the preparation that does go into it. It's unbelievable. I think the next thing I'm going to probably try is the microwave technique, which I haven't tried with any Gawith blends. I typically do that with Baron HH stuff, because they're just so close to being like the perfect moisture level. As far as relights go, this one reminds me a lot of Rustica. Rustica demands relights pretty consistently. And lately I've just kind of been in the, I don't want to fuss with anything. You know, the most I want to do is dry it out to where I need it to be, throw it in the bowl, grab a lighter and a tamper, and go do what I need to do. I don't want to have to be relighting every 5 minutes unless it is rustica. That is one that I will happily make an exception for that one. Because Ryan and Mike, we argue about whether Old Dark Fired or Bold Kentucky is the best blend ever made. They say it's Bold Kentucky. I say they're full of shit. I say it's Old Dark Fired. They say I'm full of shit. But what we can agree on is that rustic is better than both. At least I think so. Last conversation we had about it. But we were drunk, so, well, Mike and I were anyway. Pipe shows. It's gonna happen. Speaking of which, NJ Piper, I'm getting ready to book our room this year for the pipe show. So, on that note, any of you that are planning to go to Columbus to the pipe show, I believe it's August 8th and 9th. I hope to see you there. I'm really excited about that, as I always am. I may end up riding the Harley up there, just because, but maybe not, because it's Columbus, and yeah. So, anyhow, that concludes today's long-awaited review of literally anything. Thanks for tuning in. This is your first time watching and you dig the content despite its lack of consistently being uploaded. Do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button and the like button, and maybe drop a comment and say hello. Other than that, I hope you all are staying cool out there, staying safe, taking care of yourselves as far as hydrating and eating good foods and not super greasy shit, which I'm guilty of doing all the time. I don't really eat salads like that. I'd rather have a steak. Anyway, please, 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 especially with this heat, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Okay? And as always, don't do anything I wouldn't do. But if you do, don't get caught. I'll see you guys later. And don't forget that Uncle Sonny loves you very much.